Hi there, and welcome back to the 31 Days of Hi, King Juggernaut. I'm Karen Stever. Hi, Bat. It's like as soon as I start talking, here she comes. I wish you would say hi to everybody on camera, though, right? No, I'm not going to anymore. Okay, you just have to look at her fur then. Hey, how about we do this? How about we do this? Oh, she hates when I do that. Hates it. She's like, I've had a camera in my face my whole life, people. I'm sick of it now. She's like, let me just sit at your feet. Can we do this? Anyway, hello. Welcome to the 31 Days of King Juggernaut, New York City. I'm Karen Stever with the hostess, with the mostess, Bat Baby. Today, I'm going to read to you from chapter 6 in the book. The puzzle piece that is up on my page is the bird. That's the songbird. And the chapter 6 title is The Songbird in the Music Box. So I just want to back up a little bit. I've been posting up a puzzle piece every day that I take away to show you the book cover on the 31st of October, Halloween. So I will show you a little bit every single day until you see the whole cover. It was illustrated by Frank Greiner, so excited to show that to you. So today I'm going to read from The Songbird in the Music Box, and this is Albert and Ian out in the woods. And I've introduced you to both of those characters, so you can go back and watch some of those videos, okay? So this is Albert. Little Ian, would you like to see something? And he reached under an old blanket in the wagon. The grinder handed Ian a lovely box. It was rusted now, but you could tell it was golden red a million moons ago. The edges had lots of scrolling artwork, and the top had a picture of a bird on a branch. Ian promptly sat cross-legged on the ground, and Albert handed it to him. What do you think of it? Ian held it tightly, but just looked at Albert. You know what to do with it. Wind up the bottom. Go ahead. Ian was captivated and reached underneath it to twist the small gold turnkey, and then he looked back at Albert. You won't look down at it, will you? It's okay. I think it will be okay. Ian just kept looking at him. Would you like me to open it? He said as he sat on a tree stump nearby. These old bones can't sit on the ground like they used to. Ian got up and walked over to him. He stood directly in front, eager to see, but careful not to look too closely. The grinder playfully grabbed Ian's chin and said, You are a fine boy. This will be fun. As he opened the box, it began to play the notes that Ian had pedaled on his own cello when the scello came. If you know the scello, that is... that's a whole, I think I should do a whole video on the scello. I'm going to do a whole video on the scello, okay? Ian looked up and around, and Albert's eyes widened. Oh, you know someone is coming. Look here, Ian. Ian looked down at the box, and it was a tiny girl spinning inside. She wasn't at all pretty and pink, like you'd imagine her. Not a typical ballerina inside a box. She was on one foot, with the other extended out behind her and wearing black tap-style shoes. She was carrying a small wooden suitcase in one hand, and the other hand was on her forehead as though she was blocking the sun to see something far away. Her paisley blue skirt had a crinoline filling it out underneath, and medium brown jacket covered her frilly white blouse. On top of her mess... top of my own mess. On top of her mess of dirty blonde curls was a black hat with a red ribbon. Her mouth was open in disbelief, and her eyes were almost too big and exaggerated by dark, lovely long lashes. Ian moved his face in very close to hers, and he saw quick flashes of the little girl in the picture from behind the wallpaper, and another flash of a girl being yanked away and carried off by creepy figures in black masks. He stepped back and looked at the grinder. I thought you might see it, he said as he closed the box. He reached out his arm and touched Ian's shoulders. But look who arrived. Albert pointed to a branch above where a beautiful little songbird, who looked much like the one on the box, had perched herself. Serenetta, Serenetta, you're as lovely as the day. I found you blue, A note was glued to you down by the bay. That's the little songbird. I was inspired, when I was writing this, I was inspired from Emily Dickinson, of all people. She said, "Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all." Hope doesn't always fulfill the destiny that we have planned. I can tell you that much. But it can fuel us. It's helpful in fueling us. And if you need fuel at the time, you just use whatever high octane source you can you can just to stay in the game, right? And we never really fulfill what we hope for ourselves. A lot of authors and musicians will tell you that what they dream in their head and what they actually get down, they can't possibly take everything that's up here and put it out there, and it's the torment that kind of drives us, and it's the hope that we can somehow get it out, right? So we never really reach perfection or even what we had in our mind, but I can attest to the fact that the path can veer off in a lot of different directions, holy, and quite unexpectedly. So I do, however, like what Jim Carrey said about hope. He said that it's hope is a beggar. He used to describe hope as a beggar that will walk through the fire, whereas faith will leap over it. So I think this little songbird is a little bit like Emily Dickinson said, hope. And it's a lot like what Jim Carrey said about faith, and just having the faith that everything's going to work out. We have to put in the work, though, and we have to pay attention to what the universe wants for us. I'm given an enormous task, and I think when we're tasked with a great purpose, I think what tends to happen, well, what happens to me anyway, I'll speak for myself. What happens is that it gives me more than I think I can handle and really pushes me, because in pushing me, I learn, and in pushing me, I affect, and in pushing me, I move this ginormous task forward. I've gotten to the point where I don't really hope. I do have a lot of faith, but I'm really busy. I'm just really busy. For any of you who have gone through depression, sometimes thinking is not as good as doing. You can be tortured by your own thoughts. But seeing a songbird on a branch, seeing a ladybug that represents my mother, having little signs come at you can keep you hopeful, can keep you driven, can keep you fueled towards the thing that you're meant to do. And I believe we all have a higher calling. We all have a great purpose. We just have to pay attention to what that is. And that purpose might be on a wide scale, and that purpose might just be on one or two people. And that purpose might be for a day, or it may be for many years. We don't know. But I try to listen. I try to pay attention. I am hopeful. I am faithful. And above all, I'm serving. I'm serving that voice that's telling me to do these things. And so I'm really just busy. I just got a lot of work to do. And we are meant to work. We are meant to create. I mean, if you believe in a creator, then you're meant to create, right? So I hope that you will take this time to think about the things that you would like to do in life, but also sit and be still and listen. Dead air isn't a bad thing. But then you got to get doing. Have a fantastic day. I'll tune in with you guys again tomorrow. Let me see what I have to look ahead to see what I'm going to be talking about. It's going to be, today was the songbird. Oh, tomorrow I'm talking about Jackie. Yeah, I didn't make a doll for Jackie. I should make a doll for Jackie. Jackie is Albert's friend in New York. He's a street performer. And I love Jackie so much. I'll talk to you about him tomorrow, okay? But in the meanwhile, keep your hope up. Keep your faith up. But keep your eyes open. And keep your ears ready. Because when you listen, it's amazing what you hear. Have a great night. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow, okay? For now, rock on.